Janell gang? It's your girl Nicole here. Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you guys can see by the title, I'm going to be sharing this crazy ass story time with this crazy ass dude that I was dating. So yeah, grab your snacks, grab everything, because you're definitely going to need it. And hopefully I'm going to try not to make this video too long, because I have tried to record this video before and it just turned out to be too long. So I'm going to try to get straight to the point in the story time. Hopefully I don't miss anything. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into this video. So this story time takes place back in high school, junior year, almost fresh out of high school. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a backdrop on how I met this guy and how we started dating. So it was the day of Valentine's Day. Of course, everybody's walking around with big ass bears and flowers and shit. And of course, I wasn't expecting to get anything on Valentine's Day because I wasn't talking to anybody and I didn't think that anybody liked me because I didn't really date a lot of guys in high school. You guys, I was really not popping in high school. Like, I didn't even have a date to prom. And just to give you guys some little tea, a lot of those guys in high school try to reach out to me now and they're like, oh, I used to have a crush on you. Not really, nigga. Like, fuck you. Like, you did not used to have a crush on me. If you did, you would have asked me to prom or you would have made some moves, but clearly you didn't. So a lot of them try to reach out to me now, but whatever. Anyways, back to the story. I see my friend, I'm walking to second period and I see my friend coming out the library. She comes up to me and she's like, some guy asked me in the library to ask you if you knew anything. And I was like, well, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know anything. Like, I was really confused. And I'm like, who is this guy? She's like, I don't know this guy, but he wanted to know if you knew anything. And I was like, nope, I don't know anything. So that was really weird. And I was like, okay. So then I walked to my classroom and I walk into my classroom, everybody has their phones out and they're pointing their phones at me, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look at my seat and I see this big ass bear sitting in my seat, and I'm like, whoa, like, who got me this? And so my teacher is like a jokester, like he was a real big jokester, so I thought he was playing a joke on me, but I guess not. So I walked to my seat and I'm like, who got me this? And everybody's just staring at me, and I said it for the third time. I'm like, who got me this? And then this guy taps me on the shoulder. I turn around, he's like, I did. And I was like, oh wow. And the guy that did this, I was so surprised. I was so shocked because we actually had that same class together. He sat across from me. So I was really caught off guard. I was really confused. I was just like, I didn't even know this guy liked me, but okay. Because prior to that, we never talked. The only thing, well, we were in a group together and he said hi to me and I said hi back. And that was all we ever said. So it's not like we ever had a conversation. It's not like I knew this guy liked me. And so he told me that he got me this big ass bear, and he told me that he had chocolate covered strawberries for me, which is my favorite. And he also got me my favorite perfume and other stuff. And it was like he knew me already before even knowing me. Like, he knew exactly what I liked. He knew exactly what I didn't like. Like, it was like this guy knew me before even talking to me. So I thought, at the time, I thought that was really cute, but now I'm just like, that's kind of weird. I was really excited the whole day, and it was like a Friday or Thursday or something like that, and we talked for that whole entire weekend. And then that Monday he asked me out, which is really bad. So I only got to know him for like 3 days, but you know, high school puppy love, like, you think you know somebody but you clearly don't, because this guy's a psycho crazy ass. So we started dating. I introduced him to my friends, like everything was cool. And for that whole entire week, like, he hung out with me, like he ate lunch with me and my friends. Everywhere me and my friends went, he was there. Like, it was cool for the first week. And it wasn't until that second week where things just started to become a little bit more like, okay, what the fuck is this? Like, this guy's kind of crazy. Like I said, he started sitting with me and my friends at lunch. Like, he stopped sitting with his friends. He started sitting with me and my friends at lunch. And my friends started to become a little bit irritated because they're like, okay, like, does he not want to hang out with his friends? And I even started to become a little irritated because I'm like, okay, everywhere I go, he's with me. Like, every time I try to hang out with my friends, he wanted to be there. And like I said, it was cute at first, but then it started to become like a little bit weird. Like, he wanted to know where I was, who I was with, where exactly I was, like what I was doing. Like, he just wanted to know everything. And it went from being cute to kind of like weird and creepy. One day, I decided I wasn't going to go to school that day. I forgot why I didn't go to school that day, but I just didn't go to school that day. So I told my friends that I wasn't going to be at school, and I told him that I wasn't going to be at school. So I told him that I was not going to be at school, and I just couldn't understand why he did what he did. So my friends are blowing up my phone. They're like, Janell, like, D is going crazy. We're gonna call him D, okay, for this video. So they're like, D's going crazy. Like, he's blowing up. He's like, he came up to us, rolling up on us, all mad, asking where you was, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, he's just going crazy. And I'm like, I don't understand why he's going crazy, because I told him I wasn't going to be at school that day. And they're like, I don't know, but he's blowing up, asking us if we knew where you were, and da-da-da-da-da. And so I'm like texting him, and I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, I'm not in school. You know I wasn't going to be at school. So I'm like, why is he blowing up on my friends? Like, why is he acting crazy when he knew I wasn't going to be at school? Strike number one. He started to like get really like feisty with my friends. Like, when we would sit at the table at lunch, he would always be like, no, like, let's not sit with them. So he started to try to like move me away from my friends. And like, every time when me and him were alone together, like at school, we would always meet up at this chorus spot, like at the choir room. And he would always be like, oh, let's have sex, like da-da-da. So he'd always try to like have sex with me. Like, he wanted to eat me out in the hallway at school. Like, what type of ghetto ass shit is that? Like, why would I let you eat me out in the hallway at school when there's a big ass camera sitting there? Like, what the fuck? He always wanted to have sex with me and stuff. He always tried to pull me away from my friends. Like, every time I wanted to hang out with my friends, he's like, no, like, you're not gonna hang out with them. Like, he would try to tell me what to do, and it was just getting really irritating. And my friends, like, they're like, Janelle, we know you like this guy, but he's getting really irritating, and he's pulling you away from us. Like, he's always around you. We can't even talk to you, like, without him being there. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, he's always there. And so I just got fed up. So the day of my birthday, I was like kind of irritated with him. Like, I was just like, oh, I'm so sick of this guy. He got me some things for my birthday. He got me like black lipstick, some cheap ass makeup, and I think something else. And supposedly he asked this girl in our history class what type of lipstick I like, because he saw me talking to her a couple times. I don't even, like, me and her weren't even friends like that, and she always wore black, and she told him that I like black lipstick. I'm like, I don't even like black lipstick. So the day after my birthday, I decide I'm gonna break up with this guy. I'm like, I'm so sick of this guy smothering me. I'm so sick of this guy like following me everywhere I went. And oh, I forgot to tell you guys, there was one incident. I was at Walmart and we were texting each other. He's like, where are you at? What are you doing? Like smothering me with a bunch of questions. And I'm like, oh, I'm at Walmart, you know, looking at makeup. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, chilling. Next thing you know, I see this nigga at Walmart. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, nothing, I'm just, you know, I'm just checking on you. I'm just trying to make sure you were actually here. Like, just saying crazy ass shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why would I lie about being at Walmart looking at makeup? Like, what? So he just started to do little stuff like that. And I would constantly brush it off and be like, oh, it's nothing, it's cool. So that's what, like, all of this stuff is building up. Like, he's fighting with my friends. Like, he's always smothering me. He wants to be around me. He wants to know where I'm at 24/7. He popped up at Walmart where I was at. And so I just had enough. I was like, I'm done with this guy. He's fucking crazy. Like, I'm done. So the day after my birthday, I decided to break up with him. And so I tell him, like, I'm done. He's like, he started blowing up. He's like, oh, you used me, blah, 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 blah. Like, I bought you all this shit and you used me. And I was like, you can have everything back. I offered to give him that big ass bear he got me for Valentine's Day back. I offered to give the perfume back. I offered to give the black lipstick back, the cheap ass makeup back. I couldn't get the chocolate covered strawberries back because I ate those, but I offered to buy new ones. Like, I offered to give this man all of his shit. I was like, you can have all of it. I don't want it. You can have all of your shit. I don't want it. And he didn't take it. He was like, no, fuck that. Da, 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 da. Like, he just started going ballistic. He started telling the whole school that I used him, and everybody's looking at me like I'm the bad person. And I'm like, I'm telling everybody, I offered to give him his shit back and he didn't want it. So what else am I supposed to do? Like, what? So he started talking shit about me to my friends. Like, this guy is so crazy. Like, why would you talk shit about me to my friends? Like, did you not think they weren't gonna tell me? So he's talking to my friends. He's like, yeah, she fucking used me. Like, they were telling me, like, he was pissed. Like, he was so fucking mad. He's like, yeah, she fucking used me. Like, he's just going off. Like, he was so mad. And they were like, you know, he's crazy. I'm like, oh my God. Like, when I wasn't around, he would meet up with them. Like, he would like see them and start talking shit about me to them when I wasn't there. Like, what? This is where it starts to get fucking crazy. So this guy, every day at lunch, he would stare at me. He would look at me with this disgusted look on his face. With him and his friends, he would just stare at me. Me and my two other friends decided to skip class. I don't know why. We decided to skip class. And my other friend was in class, and she had a class with him and one of his friends. And so she overheard them talking, and supposedly he was saying a bunch of shit about me. And so and spreading rumors. So she called my other friend that I was with, and she's like, where's Janelle? I need to talk to her. Like, she sounded really sad, really upset, and we're like, oh, we're out on the track field just chilling. And so she was like, okay, I'm gonna meet you guys there. So she came here, she started crying and crying, and she's like, Janelle, I feel so bad, like I don't know what to do. Like, I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what's the issue? And she's like, D, like he's saying stuff about you. My heart started beating fast. I'm like, oh my God, like what is this guy saying about me? And she's like, he's spreading rumors, like he said that you sent him nudes on Twitter and that he's gonna leak your nudes. And I'm just like, I sat there and I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, at the time I was just like, oh my God, like what is wrong with this guy? And then I thought back, I'm like, Janelle, you never sent this guy nudes. Like, first of all, I didn't even have a Twitter. Second of all, why would I send my boyfriend nudes on fucking Twitter when I have your number? Like, I just couldn't understand that. I'm like, why is he saying that? She's like, I don't know, but he's telling the whole school and everybody's waiting for him to drop the nudes and da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, just stop crying. So the next day we're like, okay, at lunch we're gonna confront him, and we're gonna we're gonna confront this nigga. Like, you're not about to spread rumors about me that is not true. So we see him at lunch, and my friends are like, D, like they're all shouting at him, and he's trying to act like he doesn't hear us. And so he's going up the stairs, and finally I speak up. I'm like, D, I need to fucking talk to you. And he's like, what? He turned around, he's like, what? What's the problem? I'm like, why are you telling people that I sent you nudes on Twitter when I don't even fucking have a Twitter? And he's like, who said that? I never said that. And so my friend, she's like, I heard you talking, da da da. And he's like, why the fuck would you believe my friend? And she's like, I know you said it, da da da. And so he started to act like, he starts picking up his phone. He starts to act like he's fake calling. Like, it's on the lock screen. We can clearly see that he's faking it. And he tries to pretend like he's calling his friend. And he's like, well, he ain't answer, but I'm gonna get him to apologize to you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we know that you fucking said that shit. So now there's a rumor going around school that I supposedly sent him nudes on Twitter and he's gonna leak it. So everybody's like coming to him like, yeah, where's the nudes? Everybody's coming to me like, damn, like I thought you was a good girl. You out here sending nudes. I'm like, I never sent nudes. I don't even have a fucking Twitter. And so everybody's harassing him for the nudes. And I'm telling people like, I never sent this man nudes. I don't have a Twitter. And so he changes his story and he goes, oh, I didn't mean to say Twitter, I meant to say Instagram, because he knew I had an Instagram. And this is the thing, I had an Instagram, but this fuck ass nigga didn't have an Instagram. So I'm like, how you gonna say that change it to I sent you nudes on Instagram when you don't even have an Instagram? So then everybody's waiting for the nudes. He didn't drop the nudes. I'm telling everybody like, I never sent this man nudes. He doesn't have an Instagram. He's claiming that I now sent him on Instagram. When he said I sent it on Twitter, I don't have a Twitter. He doesn't have an Instagram. So how the fuck is this gonna work? One day, we're at lunch and I see him and his friends staring at me. And I'm like, oh my God, like what is going on? And so the bell rings, we're supposed to go to class. I usually go a certain way to my art class, and he knows all of my classes. He knows exactly how I go to these classes. Like, this guy knows me to the T. And so my friends were like, we don't want you walking to your class alone. We're gonna walk with you. And we also don't wanna go the same way that you usually go because he knows exactly how you get to your class. I'm like, you're right. So we take another route to my classroom because there's two ways that you can get there. So we take another route to my classroom. So there's one of my friends is in front of me, the other one is behind me. And so yeah, they're just trying to make sure that he's not anywhere. So we are walking down the steps and then we're at this corner. And then there's another pair of stairs that go down that lead to the classroom. So we hear him arguing, we hear him shouting. He was like, all right, so this is what you really want to do. And also prior to that, when he was staring at me, I'm looking, I'm like, why are you staring at me? They're like, D, what's wrong with you? Why are you staring? He's like, this what you want to do? This really what you want to do? Like, he started going off on me. So that's another reason why we took another route. Forgot to mention that. So we hear him coming down the steps. He's like, so this what she want to do? Da da da, like yelling and all that stuff. And so he fucking runs down the fucking stairs. So my friend sees him running down the stairs. He's cursing, he's yelling, and my friend's like, yo, I'm fucking scared. So we're all scared at this point. I'm like, I don't want to go to class if he's standing outside my classroom door expecting me to come down the same way that he came down. So I don't know, so he could supposedly, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he was just waiting for me outside of my classroom. And so my friend was like, we're just gonna stay right here until he leaves. And so he's sitting there pacing around, he's moving around, and then he just leaves. And my friend was like, let me make sure that he left. And so she walked down there, she's looking around, she's like, he's gone. So she's like, come on. And so I'm like, I don't even want to go to class. Like, I'm freaked the fuck out, you guys. I'm so fucking scared. I'm like, I don't want to go to class. Like, I'm on the verge of crying because I'm so scared right now. I go into my classroom. My friends are like, text us, call us if you need anything. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting in class. Next thing you know, this nigga is like, outside of my door. He's outside the door. So I just got in the door. And then my friends are leaving. All I hear is, D, what's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, nah, that's what the fuck you want to do? This is what you want to do? Is this what you really want to do? And I just hear him bust through the fucking door, you guys. He's in my face. He's like, is this really what you want to do? Da, da, da. He's like yelling at me, pointing his fingers in my face. I'm like, D, what is wrong with you? Calm down. Da, da, da. And so the teacher's like, what is going on? She's like, get out. Get out, da, 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 get out. And I'm like sitting there so shook. Everybody's like, whoa, like what's happening? And I'm like, what is wrong with you? He's like, really? This is what you want to do? Like his fingers are crossed, his arm is crossed, like, this is what you want to do? This is what you want to do? Like going all crazy on me. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like you are literally psycho. The teacher tells him to get out and he's like looking at me, he's like, all right, I got something for you. Like he's over here like going crazy and I'm like sitting there so shook. And so he leaves. My teacher makes him leave. My teacher comes up to me, she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm all right. Like I was just so shook. I was like, I don't know. And so I was there for like 10 minutes and and then I went back up to her. I'm like, can I call my mom? And she's like, yeah, just be careful. I'm like, okay. So I went outside the classroom and then I went up the stairs and out the door and I'm outside. I'm on the phone with my mom and I'm telling her everything that happened. You know, black mom, she's like, oh, I'm coming up there now. I want to talk to your principal. This is unacceptable. Da, da, da. She's like, where is he at? Make sure that you're safe. I'm like, I don't know where he is. So while I'm talking on the phone with my mom, I see his friends and they're sitting there giving me dirty looks and they're like laughing at me and shit. And I'm just sitting there so fucking shook. I'm like, oh my God. Like I never experienced anything like that. I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God. And so after that incident, he just kept staring at me and like literally he would text me like random shit. He's like, oh, so this is what the fuck you want to do? Like he would just harass me with text messages and like just go ballistic. And like then like every time we saw each other he would just stare at me and I would just be so scared. Like you guys, every time I saw this guy I would just like freak out. I'm like, I can't do this. And one day I just didn't see him anymore and I'm like, where did he go? Like what happened to him? And supposedly he moved to a different, he moved to a different high school. So I was like, thank God. But everybody started telling me, they're like, yeah, he was obsessed with you. Like he didn't want nobody to be with you. Like he was so obsessed with you. I remember him always talking about you. Like he would look at you and write shit down. I'm like, what? Like everybody started telling me things that he would do and like say. After that, we just never talked. Like to this day, I haven't talked to him since that day that he just spazzed out on me. And yeah, so I don't know what the fuck he's up to now. I don't know. I think he moved to a different state. Yeah, I have no idea what he's doing or what he's up to. I really don't give a damn. Like that guy was so crazy. Like he always wanted to be on me. Like he was just crazy. So guys, that was a story on my crazy stalker ex-boyfriend that went ballistic on me. I don't really know what I'm gonna title this, but something like that. Crazy stalker ex-boyfriend. I don't know. I don't even know how to categorize this situation. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this story time down below. If you guys want me to do more story times, also let me know down below and give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media. That'll also be in the description box down below. Thank you guys so freaking much for watching. And of course, as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.